Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. Now today we've got a very special guest episode featuring a friend of the channel, Dan Ackerman, who I've known personally for a little while. Now a bit of background on Dan is he used to Zwift a lot, however he started to CrossFit in August 2023, so he's definitely gained some off the bike strength, but he does weigh 100 kilograms now, and it's probably fair to say that during that period of CrossFit that he did lose a bit of Zwift fitness. Now we've also got another special guest today, so I'd like to welcome my coach Kosta, who very kindly agreed to join me today from the NRC-Team, who'll be talking us through this race with me from more of an expert point of view. So the things that Dan did well, what he could improve on, and also, importantly, what you can take from this race yourself. Kosta, welcome to the video.
Yeah, hi Ollie, thanks for having me.
No worries at all, thank you for being here. Now, you're a professional coach and you're a very, very good one at that. And we'll be doing some other videos soon, Kosta and I. But give us a bit of background on yourself, Kosta, before we start with this one.
Yeah, sure. I've been studying sport and exercise science at Coventry University. Since then, I've been doing a lot of sports myself. Has worked as a professional football coach and analyst, and then switched to endurance sport, and has been into this kind of thing for many years now. So.
Nice. So it's fair to say that you're a little bit more experienced than me, who literally just gets on the bike and cycles for an hour a night. So this is good. Very excited to have you here, mate. Thank you very much for being here. And as I say, I hope a lot of you will be able to take a lot from what Kosta is saying, and maybe me, possibly not, but we'll see. So this course is a pretty flat one, 15.2 miles. Dan's racing score is 180 to 350. And right off the bat here, Kosta, it's got off to a pretty fast start, and Dan seems to be kind of finding his own little pack. So is he doing the right thing here? Because it looks like he's trying to chase onto that main bunch. What do you think?
Absolutely. I would say that right now there's the point in time that you have to really catch the front group, otherwise it will be gone forever. So make maximal effort in order to get to this first pack, but also don't blow yourself up. So what he's doing here, that's right. So he's sitting in the draft, trying to take the most advantage from the draft. But here we can see he's losing the wheel, unfortunately, right?
So what would you do at this point? So if it was me, I would be panicking.
I would say right now it's 2 seconds, right? So yeah, you have to push a little bit harder. So right now this is the perfect time when you can stand up doing a short sprint, maybe do something around 450 watts for 10 seconds, and it should be more than enough actually to catch up the first bunch.
Yeah, nice. And there's definitely this clear gap now. Yes. Dan, he's got a couple of people behind him. Realistically, I mean, when I was watching this, I was kind of shouting at the screen saying, Dan, go for it. He's just used his feather power up there. I'm not quite sure he would want to do that on a decline, but I don't know. It kind of feels a little bit kind of last ditch. I mean, he's putting some in. He's putting in some watts. He's 400 watts there now, but it's probably a little bit too late.
Absolutely, mate. That's what I was talking about. So we could clearly see that Dan can push around 400 plus watts for 10-15 seconds, right? And I think at the beginning there was the perfect time actually to execute that power in order to get to the main bunch, and now the gap just started growing, and unfortunately it's more and more.
Yeah, 4 seconds now, so he's running it on here. So what would you do at this point? Would you have just kind of dropped back into the next group? I mean, you've got someone coming up here who's just gone straight past him, but what would you say to do here?
Absolutely. So right now he's kind of stuck between heaven and hell, right?
Yeah.
And I would say definitely he should go below his FTP, just lower the heart rate, and be ready actually to execute his attacks during the last phase of the race, right? Because next we have some hills, and now he's just wasting energy, unfortunately. So I would say definitely we have the big group behind, and it's obvious that this group will get him at some point in time. So I would really go right now more conservative and save more energy for a later part of the race.
Yeah, because he's pushing, isn't he? He's still really pushing up this bit, which is quite surprising. I mean, he's just popped the feather there, which is good.
Absolutely. 400 watts plus. So in order to get to the first bunch, right, in the very beginning of the race, you could use this power and be there right now. Unfortunately, Dan decided, I think, to go a little bit more play safe, right, in the beginning, to do not blow himself up. And I think in the beginning, that was the right time actually to push. And now I would say it's the opposite. Just relax, get to the bunch, second peloton, right, that we have.
Yeah.
And stay there. Just be ready.
Just chill out, basically. Just chill out.
Exactly.
And
yes.
Yeah, not do too much. I mean, he's in a group with some Bs here. Now, I know on the screen that you won't probably be able to see the categories here, but the Swedish person, Bogren, he is in Dan's category. And there's another person, Engel Bertink, who is Dutch. They're both about 10 seconds behind. So basically what Dan's got here is he's found himself a little group of Cs. Now he's in obviously the D category. Well, I call it the D category. It's the whatever it is, 180 to 350 category. So he's got a couple of competitors behind in the group. So would you say he's once again doing the right thing here, as in he's kind of sat in second wheel, and he does go to the front a couple of times. Like right now he's at the front, but what would you say he does in this little three then? Would you say he should sit right at the back, or he should try and push on, or what do you think?
I think he should definitely right now sit behind. As you said, he's in lower category and you can take the full advantage out of it. So just do not work with these guys. Sit behind, let them do the job, and just basically relax, because I'm pretty sure when the hill would come, they would drop him, right? And then you again stuck between two groups. So that's really a situation that you don't want to face during the race, when you are completely alone and you're just like kind of 10, 15 seconds behind or up front of someone. So that's really bad position, I would say.
I know that feeling, if I'm honest. That happens to me a lot of the time, where I get dropped off the back. Well, actually, not so much anymore, Kosta. Now you've been giving me the training, I'm actually a lot better at staying with the front pack. But yeah, it's I think with the big, well, I say it's a big hill. It's probably about a 3 or 4 minute effort. I don't think I'd be sat in second wheel here, to be honest. I think I will be right at the back of this one. So what's the plan for this little hill then? So should he give it everything here, or should he just kind of ride, I don't know, threshold, FTP? What should he do at this point?
Yeah, exactly. So I believe this hill would take around 5 minutes, maybe a little bit less. So in this point in time, you should definitely know your limits. So you should know your 5 minutes power, and then out of this, you should play your cards, right? So if your max 5 minutes power, it's, let's say 350 watts, then you should really go around 350 watts, not higher, because you need to save legs for the final sprint, just to be sure if some guys will catch you from the back, right? So you cannot blow yourself up right now, because there is still race to go. And so that's definitely what I would do personally. I would just go around my 5 minutes power, max power, maybe 90%, 95% from this number, and then just calculate it. So it's more about calculation and play the right tactic.
Yeah, so definitely know your power is a really, well, know your 5 minutes, know your 20 minutes, know your 1 minute power, I would say, is a really key thing to learn. And that's actually probably, if you were to ask me right now, please don't, but if you were to ask me what's my maximum 5 minutes, I don't think I'd be able to tell you, if I'm honest with you. So there's learning for me here as well. So yeah.
However, Oli, we have these training sessions, right, with you, and you also do like 5x5. So you basically know that you can, let's say, execute 5 times 380 watts for 5 minutes, and with the rest of 5 minutes. So if you would go with this hill with 380 watts, then all right, I'm doing this effort, and then I will be able to do it again. So this kind of, I would say, the outcome that you should really take.
I try and blank those out of my mind after I've done them, only because it makes me feel sick a lot of the time. But I know they're so good for me and my Nick, and I absolutely love those sessions. They've been so beneficial. They really have. So, but as I say, like we'll come on to that sort of thing in another video, because I think it'll be really interesting to see, what kind of training would work for kind of like these sort of races, whether it's a punchy race or whether it's a hilly race, etc. So, I'm really looking forward to doing those videos soon with you. But you see Dan here now is back on the wheel of James Griller, and he's done actually a pretty good job of getting back on, I think, considering this rider is in a higher category than him. I think I think from speaking to Dan, he was kind of a little bit annoyed that this person was trying to pull away, but it's fair play, isn't it? I mean, I'd want to lose the wheel sucker behind. But as I say, I think he's doing the right thing at this point now, isn't he? And you can see he's quite a long way ahead of, it's not on the screen at the moment, but he's quite a long way ahead of anyone behind. So for me, I'm thinking that he's probably got this one in the bag with maybe kind of 10 minutes left to race.
Yes, I would say right now, especially considering his height and weight, right? So he's more powerful actually on the flat course. Right now, that's the time to execute your power. So if you have like 35 seconds behind your main competitor or even 51, you can really, pull some gas, push.
Yeah, you got Bogren there is 45 seconds. So he has done a pretty good job of getting away. And for me, I don't know, I kind of always get a little bit nervous if I've got a bit of a, like that ZRL race, I was super nervous that I was going to lose that lead, even though I kind of had a minute and a half. But yeah, here we go then, 38 minutes in roughly. And yeah, he's just preparing for the final sprint, Kosta. So take us through this. Is he doing the right thing here, leading the person out?
Not really. Once again, I would sit really on the wheel. And I'm not sure if he has some power-ups, so definitely would use something if you have, of course, in your pocket. But also, yeah, I would sit on the wheel and actually execute the sprint maybe 200 meters before 300 meters or so. But let's see.
So he's kind of leading this guy out here. Dan's pretty powerful. I mean, he's popping, 750 watts after a very long race. And yeah, he's pushing through to the line, and he will cross the line right now. So,
amazing.
Many congratulations, Dan. Really, really good race. Well won, to be honest with you. So he's really getting back into the race, and you can see that his racing score has gone up slightly to 287. He's obviously had to work hard for it. 275 watts for the full kind of 39 minutes, which is pretty good, to be honest. So overall, what would you give Dan as a rating then, Kosta, there?
Well, I would say B. I would say B. Why not A? Because in the higher category, for example, especially in A, if you make a mistake, you'll get punished straight away. So I think once you are moving up to categories, you should be really perfect in terms of your tactics, in terms of your ability, and etc. So for this race, definitely B, well done. That's the great effort. But still, some things to learn, especially in the higher categories like B and A.
So a little bit of homework there, Dan, if you're watching this one. But Kosta, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Thank you so much for helping us out with this video and giving us some hints and tips there. Appreciate that, buddy.
Sure. Thanks for having me. Yeah, looking forward for the next one.
Great. Cannot wait. Okay. Well, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.